welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for coming along with me on another journey on Queen of Parks podcast. Today, I am talking all about one of my favorite kinds of theme park conversations, thrill rides. Because I feel like everybody has a completely different relationship with coasters and intensity in the parks. And some people are immediately like running to the biggest attraction in the park. Some people are perfectly happy staying like far, far away from anything with lunch. And then there's a whole group of us somewhere in the middle trying to figure out exactly where our limit is. But honestly, I think that's part of what makes theme parks so much fun. So at this point, I want to bring on a really awesome dude that I met online that has a lot of knowledge in this area. He's known as the ThemeParkBro. And why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, hi guys, my name is Kody, and yeah, I'm a big theme park enthusiast. I've been going to parks ever since I was like 3 years old, starting with SeaWorld Orlando, all the way up to going to Universal and Disney pretty regularly. I live in San Antonio now, though, where I'm by SeaWorld and Six Flags Fiesta. So those are my home parks currently. So yeah.
Are you like season pass holder over there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally would be if we live close to one. We're in Arizona, so I think you could die out here going to a theme park certain times of the year, quite literally.
I know you guys have that one like little amusement park somewhere.
We're getting one, the Mattel.
Oh yeah, the Mattel one. But there was another. Yeah, I've seen the Mattel one.
Are you
yeah,
talking about? We have like a what's it called? Castles and Coasters, but it's kind of like I don't know if we'd constitute that. I wonder if you're talking about that or something else.
Maybe
that one's like a. I don't want to whatever talk. It's not like a serious theme park. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I grew up going to Geauga Lake. I'm from Ohio. So we have some kings over there, as you know, because we got Cedar Point, which to this day hold its own. Like it's got some bad coasters over there. I mean, really amazing stuff. Always trying to push the limits on new things that are opening and things. And I haven't been for a long time, so I need to get back. But I got to be honest with you. Like I used to just be we'd put our tennis shoes on. We'd get to the theme park. I don't know if we ate all day. I'm sure we did. I'm sure our parents made sure we threw a sandwich down. But we just ride to ride. You were going to wait 2 hours if you needed to get on the biggest, baddest coaster. We didn't care. And we were, as soon as we were off that one, we sprinted to the next line. And that was our day. And now it's so different because we have such a different kind of theme park experience. Like we love going to Disney Universal Studios for the immersion part.
Mm-hmm.
And now I find it's just as like one is just as important as the other to me. So it's been we have Knott's Berry Farm over here closer to us. Have you ever been to that theme park?
I actually haven't, no.
It's probably similar.
Yes, I've heard of it, yes.
It's more similar to your Six Flags and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about the ride, how fast, how high, how many turns is there and stuff like that. But yeah, in your experience with theme parks, because you have a ton of it, like, where would you say, if you could just pick anywhere to go today, where would it be?
Ooh, if I could pick anywhere, that's a good question because, it would be a bucket list park, probably something like Tokyo Disney Sea. That's where my wife and I are working on trying to get there this year.
I hope you guys are this year. That'd be great.
Yeah, we're trying to get to Japan.
The only thing about that is that Space Mountain is going to be opening.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see what they're doing at that?
Yeah, it's next year, and my wife was literally like, "Oh, but I want to wait for that." But I'm like, "Yeah, but it's just the one ride. We've got the rest."
Well, come on.
Exactly. Yeah. It does look pretty cool.
The only hard thing too is like when a new thing opens, a new attraction opens, you're going to get just an influx of people. It's so hard to, once you even get there in the beginning, to get on this ride. You know what I mean?
Especially in Japan.
I know. That's really, you just go, right? I kind of feel like that. Like Shanghai is our last little blip on the map for Disney that we haven't been to.
Oh, wow.
And we wanted to get over there. And now I'm like 2028, they've announced is going to be the opening, the Spider-Man roller coaster. I don't know if you've looked at that, what they're doing over there with that. And I'm like, oh, it'd be such a shame to get over there. And I'm like, it's not like Florida. We're not going to be like, oh, it's okay. We'll go again. I don't know when we'll get back over there. It's like trying to be strategic with your planning, right? To get the most out of it. It's
absolutely. Yeah, that's kind of what we're trying to do as well. But we do want to make it out there at some point too.
Yeah. And it's hard too because like there's so much going on over there. They have the Universal Studios and
They have
all these
so
different
much.
all that different stuff too. So here's the thing. When you go to these traditional theme parks like you talked about where you grow up, the lines, it's pretty hot. There's not really much shade going on. They have sometimes they do the cool zones with the misters and stuff, right? Do you guys have
Hmm.
that? Is that a
Yeah,
thing?
we do, but none of them work.
But they've really stepped it up, especially in these other theme parks with the immersive queues.
In some ways, I
Like
would
Epic
say, yeah.
Universe, their queues are insane.
Oh well, yeah, yeah. Epic, it's a whole nother level.
Some of those queues I thought were better than the ride. Unpopular opinion, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I personally think all the rides that have good queues, the ride still succeeds over because even though I love queues, I'm also like I love the ride itself.
Yeah.
So that's why for me it's like I'm not that person that's like, "Oh man, I loved waiting here for 3 hours
No one
versus
loves
this
waiting for 3 hours.
exactly versus this 4 minute long
Yeah.
immersive ride experience." It's like really like yeah, but I get it. Yeah, the queues are mind-blowing now.
I know. And it makes it kind of hard to think about going back to just like a traditional theme park, as much as they're awesome all on their own. And then, like just waiting in a line that basically I mean, you're on your phone for the most part, right? I mean, little heads up maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
How
I
do you,
personally don't like, when we're on like a trip or a family vacation, I'm always like, all right, phones away. Let's talk to each other.
that's a really great,
We'll play a game or something like
yeah.
that. But I get it. Like my family, whole family, we were at Epcot just about 2 months ago, and Guardians was posted at 90 minutes. It was not 90 minutes. It was 2.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah, so they just straight up lied to everyone. We had a reservation coming up. The line was taking too long, and it just got to a point where some of us had to just leave. So I totally get the waiting game. I totally do.
I know it's kind of tough when you have the reservations and stuff like that, and that is a big part of going to places like Disney and Universal. Going to these restaurants is such a big part of the experience that it's like you don't want to miss your dining reservation, and you might not be able to get another one for the certain place that you had to book 60 days out or what have you, and that is a big
Hmm.
part of it. So how do you guys decide to like jump out? Did you end up staying or did you?
So it was
Because when
it
you're an
was
hour and a half in, it's tough to just be like, all right, let's
no,
go.
no, yeah. We had just gotten through the pre-show, and it's dreadful at that point on because everyone funnels into that tiny little hallway.
I
All of
know.
a sudden, you add 20 minutes to your wait because 40 people behind you are now 40 people in front of you, and at that point, my father was just like, I'm just gonna go. I have to hold our reservation. The rest of my family, we ride the ride, and it was so funny because the ride is a blast, but our
It
mood was
is,
just
yeah.
off. And then
Yeah.
we get off, and we're all like, "Oh, the reservation got canceled." And we're like, "What? They took our money for that one." So we
Oh, they
run to the
did.
restaurant. Yeah, it was Space 220.
Oh my God. Did you guys end up getting up there though?
We did.
It's
We
very
did.
cool there.
Yeah, it's really cool. I just the food disappointed me. The food really
Did you
disappointed
guys have the
everyone.
prefix?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. That's my number one thing. I'm like, go to the lounge. Because you're sitting in the same part and you can order a la carte off the menu.
Mm.
And so you don't need to, that prefix menu is just not it. I hope they do something
Mm.
because it's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious with the coasters and stuff, because you grew up going to like Six Flags, SeaWorld. I mean, they have a lot of really insane coasters at those parks. It's kind of what they're known for, right? And
Mhm.
I'm just curious from when you were younger, when did you start hopping on those bigger ones? And were you afraid to get on them or you were just go?
So, funny story with that. It was very gradual. I used to be deathly afraid of big coasters. I could only do the little stuff, anything with a drop or a big hill. I didn't like it. It wasn't until I was 19 when I actually got over my overall fear of
Well,
coasters. Because
visually, they look terrifying.
no, yeah, I mean, I would go to those
Yeah.
parks. My brother, my family would ride the rides. I'd be the bag holder. I wouldn't do it. I broke my
Every group
fear.
needs a bag holder.
No,
Those
yeah,
lockers are
they do. They
expensive.
do. But I broke. I went pretty extreme. I broke my fear with Velocicoaster. That was
I
the coaster.
cannot believe that that's what you decided to get on after all of that. That ride is terrifying.
That's what everyone says. They said
It's
your
terrifying to
first.
look at.
Yeah, they say that's what broke your fear, and I'm like, it worked. I'm not afraid of a single coaster now. I
I
can
mean,
do
that would
them
do it.
all.
I genuinely, I'm trying to think. I don't know of another coaster I can think of that has all, I mean, not just the elements that Velocicoaster has, but the fact that it doesn't have the harness that makes you feel safe, like you're not going
Oh
to fall
yeah,
out of it.
the over the
They have
shoulder
that
restraint.
cute little lap bar and it's completely, you know, open air on either side of you. I'm like, I can't believe you got on that.
Yeah, I mean that never scared me because I knew how coaster restraints worked. It's like if it's holding your shoulders or if it's holding your lap, it's holding you, and they
Yeah.
all have the same like triple lock system. So that's why for me, I'm a big Jurassic fan, and I just looked at it, and I
And
literally
it's,
was just standing there, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
I'm so impressed with that. I can't. So you were like 19 when you were like, let's do this.
I had done like family coasters up in that point, but
What are you going to put in
never.
that category? Family coasters.
I would say like Hagrid's,
It's fair.
yeah, Hagrid's, Slinky Dog, Guardians. I would even say is like a family coaster.
I think so too. Yeah. I wanted to talk about that actually. The whole concept on Hagrid's. I went on this roller coaster in England in this place called Alton Towers.
Alton Towers,
Do you
another
know
bucket
Alton
list. Yeah,
Towers?
another bucket list of mine. Yep.
Okay.
I've been to England, didn't go to Alton Towers. So
Okay.
sad.
It's yeah. So when were you there?
I was there in 2018. We did Legoland Windsor, but I
I
did
haven't
not
done
do.
that.
Yeah, did not
What
do
was that
Alton
like? What was
Towers.
Legoland Windsor like?
It was like any other Legoland, but
Okay.
English.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
It was Legoland to put simply.
So Alton Towers is interesting because it's built into the hills.
Mm.
Like it's a hilly area. And so when you're driving up to it, you know how like when you're going to a theme park, you have that moment where like you can start to see a coaster in the distance, like over the trees and
Mm-hmm.
never have that moment. So you're like, everybody's talking about this place. Like, what's the big deal? Like, you can't even see any of the hills. Like, how good could this be? But they build them like into the hills. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't actually see the drop. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah,
makes it more exciting
it's
when you're on it
because
too.
Alton Towers actually is legally required by that
The resident,
domicile they're in.
yeah.
Yeah, to say you cannot have anything be over the tree line.
That and it
So,
makes it such a crazy park to go to because of that. And even when
mm-hmm.
you're riding those rides, because you don't always see where it's going.
I want to go so bad.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool park. But the ride that I went on, and now mind you, I lived there for a time, but we're talking like I don't know, it's probably like a good 15 no, it's like almost 22 years ago is when I lived there. That's how
Wow.
old I am. Anyways, and when we went, we got on this ride called 13. And
Mm.
it has a moment in it. Yes. And I had never wasn't expecting it. And it doesn't even make sense. That's why Hagrid's is so cool. It's like, how does that whole car, like coaster car, drop? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. So when it happened, I was like, what the heck? And then it shot backwards.
Like
just
the
like,
ride broke.
seriously, you're not expecting it. It stopped. You heard like a little shifting of the gears and then boom. And it was the biggest surprise. And I think that's one thing about the roller coasters in general that I don't know about you, and I'd love to hear it, but it's like when you go to different parks and experience them, you're looking for something new. And there's so many new things coming out that's so exciting to experience like that, you know? And I'm thinking of Universal because they have Rip Ride Rocket is being changed to, I think,
Fast
the
and
same
Furious
Fast and Furious.
Hollywood Drift. Yeah,
That ride looks insane. The cars churning and stuff.
I'm excited for it.
And I think California's is opening this summer, if I'm not.
Yeah,
mistaken.
theirs is opening very soon.
Yeah,
Yes.
like pretty soon. Are you guys gonna try and hop out for that?
Probably not. I We want to do Japan, and
Oh
we were
yeah, that's
just
right.
in California. We went to Disneyland for February, so it's like we were just in Cali, so we'll probably have to wait.
Okay, because what did you think about the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout in terms of like comparison to the Hollywood Tower of Terror?
So I am partial to things that are kind of more spooky and all of that. So I
Vibes.
personally would probably still prefer Tower of Terror, but
Yeah,
I can't deny Guardians Mission Breakout was incredible. I
it
had
was
a
a fun ride.
great time with it. Like no complaints. Like I almost don't even think it's like they're the same ride system, but they're just not the same ride.
They're not
They're
the
just
same
two
though.
completely different experiences.
Yeah, and I guess like it's weird because when you go on Tower of Terror, you have the whole like Twilight Zone thing, so it's
Mhm.
more slower starting, which is cool. But then with California, did you have spoilers? Did you know it was going to start right away?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. I had no idea. So everybody was like starting to dance, and I was like, what is going on right now? And it just shoots you up, and I'm like, wait a minute. Do you try to avoid spoilers?
Depends. I love looking and studying parks. I like watching the footage to see like, okay, how do these things
Are they
work and
up
all that.
to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's a park I know I'm going to, I won't. Like I'm like, okay, I know I'm going. I'm not going to watch anything. But if it's a park like Hong Kong Disney where I'm like, I don't know when I'm going in the next five
Yeah.
years or so, it's like,
Right.
I'll forget the footage in a couple of months. So it depends, but I know for when I was a kid, I would look at it all the time, and yeah, for like Tower of Terror, like I know in Florida, it takes a long time with the dark ride portion to get to the drop, and for Hollywood, I knew you go back up.
Do it. Yeah. I know. I did not know that. I wish somebody would have told me. And every time I get on it, I have that anxiety. So when you go to a theme park and there's a new ride, you've been on pretty much so many different things. Do you just get in line and think twice about it, like whatever it is?
Pretty much. I'm still warming up to like drop towers and all that,
Those are
but
the same for me. I have the same experience with that. I don't know what that is about a hill. I don't know. I don't. Do you follow Cedar Point at all?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, have you seen, and I don't know the name offhand, but you kind of go up it. First of all, the hills over there look insane. They look very high. But
Mm-hmm.
they, since I've gone there, which has been years, they've done one that kind of like the whole track and up way high pivots, connects, and then you go, or you're, no, you're on it on the car, and the whole track does this. It's separate. Have you
Oh
seen that?
yeah, yeah, the tilt coaster. Yeah, we're
Yes.
actually about to get our first one in Austin, just up the
Are
road.
you really?
Mm-hmm.
That one makes me nervous. I do not understand why that works. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know if I would get on it, but that's how Japan's, I mean, it's reverse, right? Because it's connecting this way. I think it's a different thing though when you're up here going down. I just don't know.
I know they're all safe, so that's why for me it's like, oh, I'd love doing it. But technically speaking, America has had a working tilt coaster for over a decade now, being Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts.
I never thought about that.
That's one of the
Where is
first
the
tilt
tilt on
coasters.
that?
So like right at the beginning, it doesn't go straight up and down,
Yeah.
but when you see Bellatrix and she casts the spell and you teeter and you
You
look
know what?
downward.
I didn't even think about it. I
So
think with
yeah.
those ones, like you're watching something in front of you constantly.
Mhm.
It's like so much more immersive than seeing something outside and actually
Yeah.
that's all you have to look at. I think there's a
Yeah.
bigger fear factor for me with that.
Yeah, that's why like a lot of people are like a tilt coaster. Oh my gosh, I've never seen that. And it's like, well, it's been here for a little while. It's not in a building.
It's so true. I guess that's the difference, right? And
Mhm.
then okay, so when you're little going on those ones, would your parents or would people be able to sneak you on some of these rides that you couldn't see?
I mean,
Or do you seem like you do your research? You
I pretty much I
yeah.
do my research. No one would be able to sneak me on anything because I would know. I would know more than anyone.
Okay, so what are you the most excited about in terms of just like newer technology, what's to come? Like where do you think this is all going? Because it seems to me that, Disney is starting and Universal. I say Universal's been there for longer, but it seems like Disney's realizing as a society, theme parks are just getting huge. Like they were always a big deal, but it seems like, I mean, we have a comedian opening one in Tennessee, hopefully Nate Land, Nate
Hmm.
Bargatze, he's looking into opening one in Tennessee.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it seems like we're getting a lot more of that in general. I know England's getting a Universal Studios that's been
Hmm.
announced. Dubai is going to have a Disney, which is super interesting for a whole nother reason, but we'll see what happens there. It looks insane. But like, what do you think as far as like, it seems like that is the way forward. Like, we're going to just see a lot more coasters in our Disney parks.
So I think it's a mixed bag. I know physical thrills have always been something that is safe. It's a safe bet. If you make
Yeah.
something fun and make something that everyone can feel something from, then you won. I personally am more of a dark ride fan than a coaster
Really?
fan. Yeah, I am.
That's
I
surprising
love
because you
coasters.
cover so much stuff about
Yeah,
coasters.
I because I love coasters, and but
Yeah.
that's the thing. Coasters are far more prevalent. It's way easier to make an attraction that thrills you than it
Yeah,
does to immerse you. So it's like, I see coasters everywhere. I don't see dark rides everywhere.
that's true.
So that's why I think moving forward with Universal and Disney, I know there has been a focus on physical thrills. Let's do a thrill ride. I mean, Disney World. We're getting the Monsters Inc. coaster.
I'm excited.
Cars Land. I am too. Cars Land. We're getting that off-roading sort of slot car
Yeah, I'm
coaster.
interested what that's going to be.
Villains Land will have a coaster.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
so
would like.
that's why I do see the move. But personally, for me, I think there's always going to be that cherishment of the indoor attractions, especially in
Yeah,
Florida with all the rain.
that's true.
So, because
And the
that's truly what sets it apart.
it does.
I mean, let's be honest. The reason why people book these vacations and go and spend thousands of dollars is because they want the escapism. They want the immersion. They don't want, oh, this is my regional theme park. This is my Six Flags. No, they want the rides that are like, I don't like Haunted Mansion or Spider-Man or Monsters Unchained and all of that. Those are usually the big sought after attractions. But when it comes to like bar hopping where it's just simple fun. Oh, look, roller coasters. Let's go get a physical thrill now. And that has kind of been a trend with a lot of parks. Like regional parks are doing family coasters to account for family audiences. Universal and Disney are now trying to do more thrilling rides, thrill coasters, and all that to account for the fact that, oh, we've already done a lot of dark rides. Let's try and get the thrill audience in here. So, when it comes to the future of things, I still think it's two ways. I still think we're going to get all the cool themed attractions, and I still think we're going to get some neat coasters along the way too.
I'm more excited about that, to be honest with you, because I know with them we're going to get both,
Mhm.
like in one package. Like,
Exactly.
I mean, that's why Cosmic Rewind is such an amazing ride because yeah, you have that thrill piece, and I feel like there's a balance too. I mean, I have a kiddo that doesn't like coasters, quote unquote. He's been on many, right? I've talked about this, but it seems like that one was fun and it had just enough thrill, but it wasn't scary thrill. You didn't have a monster drop you could see coming or 15 loops in the ride. And it's like, I don't always need that. But the theming, like that whole
Mhm.
thing that they've done in there is insane to me with what is the guy's name? I can never get it right in the beginning that's kind of lording over you in that room before you shoot backwards. Do you know who that is?
Oh, the Celestial.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I
Have we
think his
met him
name
yet?
I think his name is Tiamat. I think he died in the Eternals movie and then they just brought back his CGI
Eternal.
model for the ride.
I saw Eternals and I just don't remember him at all.
He was the one that walked out of the earth, like he was being born of the earth, the one that they froze inside of the earth.
Oh, you know what? I think that's another whole nother realm of stuff where I'm like, there's been so many shows and movies come out that I get lost in the sauce with it. But yeah, and it's interesting too, like what they're gonna end up doing with villains. I'm
Mm.
wondering what direction they're gonna go over there. I do think we'll get a coaster, but I also think we're gonna get some wicked experiences over there too with stuff.
I mean, they are rumoring heavily that they've already confirmed two major attractions in the land.
Is one of them
And
a Maleficent situation?
they're saying that we're gonna get like a Maleficent like high immersion boat ride similar to
Okay.
like the Pirates of the Caribbean in Shanghai.
Okay.
And then the other ride being a coaster. Some people are pointing to like Yzma from Emperor's New Groove.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Give it to us.
Exactly that
Give it
that
to us.
exact thing. So that's what that'd be awesome. But
Yeah, it would.
with Josh Demario, however you say his
Yeah,
last name,
tomorrow. However
he
you want to say
said spare no expense with Villains Land. So we'll
it.
see
I'm
if
really
they
warming
actually do.
to do, and I'm really warming to Josh because he's a parks guy. He
Mm.
cares about the theme park experience. So I'm like, this is cool. Like, we've got enough TV stuff going on now. Let's get back to the parks, right? Is there like a land that you would like to see happen that we don't have yet, or one that you'd like to see get, scrubbed up a little bit?
I do have a land that I think a franchise that has needed a theme
Okay, I
park
can't
land
wait to
since
hear.
it's Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings has needed a theme park land, but outside of the
Who's
movies,
who are we trusting? Who's gonna have it?
oh, Universal.
Has to
I
be
think
Universal.
it has to be Universal. I mean, Universal pioneered the living land with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter
Oh my
Hogsmeade,
gosh.
and to this day they still knock it out of the park, and I can trust Universal to make a really immersive dark ride plus like a really immersive thrill attraction. Like, to me, Universal is the all the above wild card. Like, yeah, we can do it and we can
We
do it
got
up.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I agree. And I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Are we going to Mordor? Is that going to be the thrill ride?
So I mean, my concept of what they should
Oh,
do
go ahead. I'm here.
was I
I'm
swear
here. And go.
I'm printing them money with this idea is do what you did with Harry Potter. Put one in each land. Epic
Oh my
Universe, you
God.
put
Yeah.
Rivendell.
Oh,
Rivendell, the elves, the
it's a
fancy
happy
sort
place
of
to be.
iridescent vibe of it all. It would match with
Fireworks,
Celestial Park exactly.
outdoor
And
beer garden,
exactly, stuff like that. It would fit perfect with
hobbit
Epic.
houses. Let us go into a hobbit house, please.
Exactly. Well, then, yeah, like studios, they
Gandalf.
can then do the Shire, where they
Oh.
have the Hobbit
Wait, where was
holes.
I sitting? Rivendell. Is that the Elven?
Rivendell's the elves, yes.
Oh, that would be beautiful. Waterfalls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that.
Yeah, and then at Islands of Adventure, probably replacing Toon Lagoon, or
Wait, I
with
got
what's
carried
going
away.
on with Lost Continent.
Oh, wait, I got carried away. Walk
Mm,
me back. So you said you're going to put Rivendell in which park?
Epic.
Okay, I see. I like that. Okay.
And
So
then
we
the
have Portal,
Shire in Studios.
and I love that.
And then in Islands of Adventure, we do Mordor.
Where are we putting Mordor? Because we can just walk into one of these areas that, and I saw something. I am gonna bring this up because I saw it was like a favorite area of yours in the park, and I was like, oops, I think I mowed that down 10 times in my head. Um, where are we putting? Where are we gonna put that? Because a lot of those areas now need to get touched now that Epic's done. Like they
Yeah.
just need to get revamped because they're just, I mean, they're older and they just need to get dusted off a little bit too.
So like which area needs to just like have a
Yeah.
revamp?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I mean, I don't know. I'm an old soul, so I like it when things stay like nostalgic. I like timelessness,
We'd be a good
but
team. You know why? We could fight over over the table about this, and we could come to a compromise, just like the country.
oh, that'd be great. But
I'm gonna go through and slay things, and you're gonna be like, "You can't do that."
I mean, like I said, I'm the old soul. I'm like for me, I
No,
would
people
like
need your representation.
they need like they as so many people say change Marvel Superhero Island. No, 90s and early 2000s Marvel is Marvel.
Can we agree that it's cool, and also that when Spider-Man comes out over there, it does look like they went to Party City and got him a costume.
Okay, the costume Spider-Man
We
is
agree.
awful. It
It's
is
so
awful.
bad.
But the other costume characters look great. I don't know what they did wrong with Spider-Man, but the other ones look awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna agree with you in that I think it would be a cool concept to keep the old vibes. But can we agree that it still needs a facelift? Like keep the old vibes and make it, I guess, and to be fair, like I'm sure in its heyday it was the most amazing thing ever. But it's just we've come so far with the technology, you know what I mean? That it's like it would be cool if they kept that flavor, but then also just redid it. I guess is where I'm coming from.
For me, I don't know. Like
We're gonna
I
go on
think
over
it's
this.
I think other than maybe like paint, which they did recently, I
Needs to
think the
look like
land is good the way it is. I like walking in and it's a comic book. You see the giant well done cutouts of the characters.
yeah.
Everything is colorful, it's vibrant. It's like you're flipping the pages and it's
And that's where I
incredibly
think it should go
thoughtful.
to, though. I think that's where it should go to. So you know how, like, when you go on to Gringotts or any number of like Harry Potter situation ships over there, you can see the moving like newspaper, how they have in the movies and stuff.
Mm.
I guess that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like, yeah, lean into the comic book thing, but now we have this technology that you could like pepper over that whole area and just make it so much and see, you're gonna be like, no, we need to just keep it the way it is.
I kind of
Fine.
am. I'm
That's
just
fine.
for me it's just like
We can
I
agree
just
to disagree. This is a safe space. Ish.
I mean, it's like cuz the whole idea is, it's 90s Marvel. It's not MCU, it's not modern. They did do it with the Hulk. They did modernize the Hulk.
Did
They
they?
they
What
did.
did they
Yeah,
do?
they back in 2016, they completely redid Hulk. They redid the queue, they replaced all the track. They added, televisions in the queue, cool projection effects, more lighting.
Why do I
Uh,
not remember any of that?
yeah, they completely
What year
redid
was that?
Hulk. It opened again in 2016.
I mean, I
10
guess
years
I was
ago.
there since there.
Wow.
Maybe I just wasn't paying attention enough.
Yeah, I mean,
I
they
was always scared to go on
the
that.
the ride vehicles also changed. They went from
Okay.
like something that looked comic booky to now it looks like a Lamborghini. So
Okay, so
they
I
they
guess
have made subtle changes.
okay, so I guess we're not putting it over there. We'll leave that one alone, okay? But walk with me over to like Foghorn and like that whole area.
Oh,
Kathy?
Toon
No kids
Lagoon.
know who Kathy is? I mean,
And that is where I will agree with you.
okay,
I do think Toon Lagoon is
we're
the
back.
land that, yeah, I do
We're
think
back.
Toon Lagoon is the land that can honestly go, sadly,
Yeah. I
because
mean,
I mean, look, I heard one person once say, "What? The land is iconic. Anyone can Google these characters." Just because someone can
if you gotta
Google
have to
something.
Google it though, I mean that
Exactly.
yeah, because I mean, here's the thing about Marvel stuff. You don't need to Google it, even if you weren't
Hmm.
around for all that. I mean, you know what that is, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those characters, I mean, I'm old enough that like we had them in our Sunday paper in the middle. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But no one else really knows who that is. And should you have to enter into an entire area and Google everything around you?
Exactly. And
Oh.
what's even crazier is when that land opened in 1999, they were they were outdated even when the land opened.
Isn't that interesting?
Like they originally wanted Looney Tunes, but they didn't get the rights to
They should
it.
have, yeah, that would have been,
So exactly,
that would have been really friggin' cool.
they then went with just normal like Toon comics, and even for 1999, it was already outdated.
For sure. Yeah. So what are we doing over there then? Let's go with that. Let's put will that fit over there? I mean, it's a decent amount of space. I don't know if it's gonna, we're gonna have to bulldoze a lot of stuff though, because we need a lot of foliage to
No,
come in.
yeah. I think it's actually a very big land, especially when you count, that abandoned like amphitheater right outside of Toon
I don't know if I
Lagoon,
noticed
and
it now.
yeah,
Is there
it's
a
just
big amphitheater over there?
it's right in between Marvel Superhero Island and Toon Lagoon. They have the cheesy sort of carnival game carts,
Okay,
which
I know where you're at.
I was never a big fan of. I
Yeah.
don't know why that
I
does
don't
not
think we've
belong
been.
in a Universal
Yeah.
park. I don't know why they're there. Um, and they have a giant theater. Never gets used. Never.
What a wicked show they could put on over there for that.
Exactly, but they never use it unless for a very niche special event. So
That's a pretty
if they
big
took from
deal.
there
Yeah.
all the way to like Kong, like where the Toon Lagoon border is, you could fit something bigger than Dark Universe, even like an enormous themed land, and that is where I always thought to put Mordor. Like
Okay.
I had a dream about it.
Did you really?
I
Who can
did.
we need to get you employed over there? Stat. We
Please.
need. So, do you have like I just got to know because I don't know like did you have a job that lines up with this passion of yours? Like is that something you'd want to pursue or thought about?
Currently, I don't, but I have growing up. I've done camps to set up, like, getting your interest to work there, like for like
Okay.
more. It wasn't like camps for like 12-year-olds. They were like 20, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds. These are like adult camps,
Yeah.
and I've done that for like Busch Gardens and SeaWorld.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but not for Universal or Disney or anything.
It's okay. We need you over there now. You're ready. You're
I do.
ready.
I do see. I think University of Central Florida does have a degree in theme park design. So I always
Do
thought,
they
it's like,
really?
yeah, if I go
That would
back
be
to
fun just to
school,
do for fun.
no, literally, if I go back to school, I always told my wife that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Yes. Okay, so I like your Lord of the Rings idea. I'm a big Lord of the Rings person. That and the other thing that I'm thinking about, and I know there's a coaster that was shut down, and you're gonna know it quicker than me. And it was in Islands of Adventure. I think it's the Mythos restaurant is over there. Um,
Mm.
what's it
Dueling
called?
Dragons in the Lost Continent.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking Zelda.
Yeah. So that's
Are they still? Is that happening?
so yeah. They just announced that they are closing Lost Continent in sections, and that what's it Mythos is closing probably at the beginning of next year. They're going to make Thunder Falls the new main full service restaurant of Islands of Adventure.
Cool.
I am still betting on Zelda because I
You
know
think?
so many, yeah, I
It
know so
looks
many
like it.
people. Yeah,
It looks like
exactly.
it.
But a lot of people were saying, "Oh no, it's going to be Pokemon" because of the announcement they made in Japan.
Yes, and if they do that, that's actually probably smarter. I mean, either way, people are going to be excited, but I think just universally, I think that's a bigger market of
It
people,
is.
probably.
Pokemon is the largest intellectual property on the
Is
planet.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah,
So,
they're going to do that.
yeah,
But
but I
yeah, I would be happy with even just like a small area, kind of how we got the Tangled bathrooms over in Florida. Like, give do something like
poor
I don't know.
poor Rapunzel.
I
Poor
know they did her
Rapunzel.
so dirty.
They
That was
did,
one of
but
arguably one of the best movies too.
literally, but they did her justice in Japan,
They really
kind
did.
of.
Kind of.
So, yeah, it's a short ride, but I'm still gonna ride it. I'll
No,
buy a
you're
fast
super fit.
pass.
I know. Go stay over at Fantasy Springs because you'll get the bracelet.
I'm tempted, but
Just
I
do it
I know
one night.
for maybe.
That's what we did. We did one night just because I was like, if I don't get on those rides, I think I'm gonna die. So I'm like, here is my money. But you got breakfast and you got the wristband, and you could go in and out of the little Fantasy Springs entrance. So you didn't, and I will tell you that in itself is worth it because when you
Hmm.
see the queue to get into Disney Sea, it's like insane.
It's a
It's
C.
it's
That's
a
where they get the name.
it's literally got it's not the big water mass in the middle. It's from all the people standing in line to get in there in
I
the
have
morning.
seen it. I'm not excited, but I
Dis-
am excited.
I know. But and at the time that I went to, it was newer, so it was like you might get into that area and grab like I think there was some kind of like virtual queue just to get in the area. You might get on the ride, you might not. It was that whole thing. But the other thing you're going to get with that is this is just PSA for everybody. The other thing that you're going to get with that is you're going to be able to pick some other rides to just like go through the fast lane in throughout
Hmm. Yes, that is
it's
a good point.
it is worth it because even like the Beauty and the Beast area, that's a really good one. Pooh's Honey Hunt, which I'm like, I don't. Have you watched any of the stuff on these things? Okay, yeah. I didn't. I was trying to stay away, but I knew we were going, and so I was like, what is with Winnie the Pooh ride? If this is the same ride that we have, I'm gonna cry because I don't understand. I knew it was trackless, so I knew it wasn't. But I was like, what is the big deal? And then when we went on, I was like, okay, I get it. This is so fun and cute.
Yeah, I really want
But
to
I
do
kind of
that.
think it's worth it just for those reasons. You know what I mean? I'm like, hear me out. I'm like, I know it's expensive, but hear me out.
No, literally.
Toy Story is across the street. So we literally
Oh yeah.
you could just go to toy and they'll move your bags and you can just go to the Toy Story right after. Because like that to me, immersive level, that was like the coolest hotel. You
Hmm.
know, it was so cool and it's considered more of like a value resort.
Hmm.
Not value, it's more moderate. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, we're planning to stay in the Hilton that's right next to the Toy Story Resort.
yeah, and they're all
So,
literally right there. Because when I
that
was
yeah,
looking at it in
all
the
right
map, I
there.
couldn't figure out like distance wise in my brain what that was really going to look like. And I'm like, oh no, if as long as you're on that little monorail train loop thing, you're good.
Hmm. Alrighty. That gets me
I
more
know.
excited. There we go.
I
It'll be
know.
easy, kind of.
I think it was an easy experience, and it was a very busy park though,
Mm.
for sure. But
Yeah, we're gonna try and go late September, early October. I hear it's way more laxed that time of year.
maybe you guys will just be
So
good in on everything then, and you
we're
won't.
we're gonna be there. We'll be at Disney specifically for 4 days. So I am
Oh,
hoping
you're
that is enough
fine.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you're totally
hoping
fine. So you're gonna be like
that
2 days at each park.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder when you come back from there, like what your takeaway is gonna be as far as like what you'd like to see here. You
Oh,
know?
I'm hoping it'll change my outlook, but I'll see. I'll
I
see.
know. Is there any coasters that you have been on though that you could see them doing, like you'd like to see Disney Universal do because it was so great, but just maybe some another layer of immersion on it?
I have two answers for that. It was a coaster and it was a dark ride system I've never seen.
Ooh, tell me all about it.
So coaster, yes. I haven't been, but I've seen it and it looks incredible. This company called Mock Rides, same company who did Stardust Racers, Curse of the Werewolf, and all
Which was
that.
incredible.
Exactly.
It's
They
incredible.
have their own park in Germany called Europa Park,
Okay.
and they have a new type of coaster called a striker coaster. So it's same thing, lap bar, launches, like 4 rows of four, so 12 people. So it's way more compact,
Okay.
and it just looks like those look incredible, and I would love to see that at Universal or Disney because the first one they made, they went all out with the theming. They said this is a coaster you can theme. So they made it all look all sci-fi. It's themed to
Cool.
Nikolai Tesla. So with the electricity everywhere, it looks insane. That is a coaster I would love
So
to
that's an
see.
indoor type
It's
situation?
half. It's like part
Oh,
of it is
okay.
indoor and most of it is outdoor. So it's like it's both. But you could totally do it indoor. That's the cool thing. You could just put a building around it and boom, it's
Do
a
they
dark
have
ride
like, does it
coaster.
go upside down?
Oh yeah.
They have big
Oh
drops?
yeah. So
Okay.
not big. It doesn't have a lot of height, but it has a lot of like punch, like a lot of like launches up
I
short
like the
hills.
launches.
Yeah, it like there's one launch that goes straight up and down, and then there's tons of inversions. It's meant to be in a tightly packed space. So like
Okay.
you have a coaster that's 5,000 feet long in maybe like 10 acres of space, so it doesn't take
Let's
up
go
a
back
ton.
to Villains Land.
I hope that would be great.
You
And
know?
then for the other ride is the dark ride system I saw, and this I have ridden. It's at this park called the Efteling in the Netherlands.
Oh, cool.
Phenomenal park. It is the theme park that is not Universal or Disney that can do like the quality of Universal and Disney. They're
Really?
all about the immersion. They're all about making things have a story. They do their
Okay.
own music. Everything is an original idea. And it's like fantasy themed, the whole park. So, like stories and all that. So, they have this new ride. It opened last year or 2024. No, yeah, 2024. And I rode it just when it was a month old. It's called Danse Macabre, which
Did you have to take some language courses before you got to ride these things? Like just so you could
I
understand?
so Dutch
Because I'm
is
telling you, I would murder this if I tried to talk about it.
no, I kind of just I learned from them how they pronounce it
Yeah.
because I would mispronounce some of them. Like there's this ride there called Dream Flight, but it's in Dutch, so it's Droomvlucht. And I'm
Ugh.
like, oh, okay, yeah, I got it.
You never got dream flight out of that. I gotta be
Yeah,
real.
exactly. But it's spelt different and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like I learned, and that was a bucket list park for me. So
Gosh, and I've
I
never heard of it. I gotta write this down
it's
and
it's
look into it a
it's
little
it's
bit. I want to
iconic.
go
It's a
here now.
gorgeous park, and they've got coasters, dark rides, and their
Is
newest
it
ride,
open
Dance
year
Macabre.
round?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's a year-round park. I don't think it's
They
regional.
don't they get snow and stuff there? I guess Paris is open year round and they get snow.
Yeah, I think
Sorry.
Efteling is open
Okay.
year-round, but this ride is so it's also spooky. It's like a spooky themed ride. Dance
I like
Macabre
it.
means the dance of dead.
Oh, okay.
So you get in and it's one room. It's one singular room, and it's themed to like an abandoned haunted concert auditorium. Like a classic like orchestral
So cool.
concert auditorium, and there's these seats that they're all in like a giant circle. And the seats all are on circles on a giant circle. You have a giant circle in this room. In the middle of the circle are like broken up orchestral instruments, trumpets, drums, and all that. And the story is this demonic creature killed everyone in the concert. So now the concert folk are haunting the auditorium. So
Sounds really
giant circle, and on little circles around the circle, you have the ride vehicles, which are like
okay.
these seats. So like they're like little cars, like big rectangles that sit about 12 people,
Okay.
and there's multiple of them around the auditorium. So then the
Okay.
ride starts, everything goes dark, and you start to like spin on the circle. And I
I'm more
originally just
spinning.
thought
I'm worried now.
it's a slow spin
Okay.
at first. And then I thought like, oh, like this is interesting, but then like the creature awakens in the dark and you start to feel the circle like vibrate. And I'm like, what type of ride even is it? I'm like, what is this? What even is it's never been done before. This is
This is
completely
what's
new.
so this is the thing that gets me so excited when you get on something that you're like you're just it's something new, something surprises you. And it's
Mhm.
so hard to do when you've been on a lot of different kinds of things. So when you
Mhm.
experience it, you're like, this is it. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
So for me, like never no ride like this existed until now. So
So
the
crazy.
circle starts to spin and you see an animatronic of a ghost like playing music in the auditorium. He like
Giving Guy
teleported
Man
into the
vibes a
room.
little bit.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
And you start to like dance to the music, you spin on the circle,
Is
and
it
then all of a sudden
trackless situation?
no, it's a flat ride, so there's
Okay.
no track, but there is parallel movement.
Interesting.
So
It's harder,
you
harder.
like the ride vehicles are on their own circles on the giant circle. So the
I
giant
got you.
circles, kind of like the teacups, kind of
Yeah.
like the teacups.
Okay.
So, but then what makes it crazy is the music starts to ramp up, and the giant circle you're on lifts up. The whole room is able to lift and tilt.
That sounds so
You
crazy.
literally can go at like a 90 or like a 70-degree angle and all that. And there's these giant hydraulics that are basically just turning the
Oh
giant
my
table.
gosh.
You're spinning
Do
around in
you
your seat.
do you have a what's the restraint situation?
Just a lap bar.
Okay.
So it basically created for like this really cool, immersive, disorienting, like dancing experience. There's animatronics
music.
around the room.
That is cool.
The more crazy the music gets, the more effects start going
Okay.
off, and then the lights go out. The giant floor lifts all the way to the top, and then it does like a kind of free fall drop at the end.
I like it.
Yeah, to then reset, and then you're back on the floor, and you're just like,
And you're like, what just happened?
literally, you're like, I was floored. Literally,
Okay, I'm excited. I
I've
gotta get
never
over
seen
here
it
now.
before. Yeah, Efteling is phenomenal. Efteling is absolutely incredible.
Okay. I like this too because I feel like because our world has gotten so small in some ways, like we
Mm-hmm.
are paying more attention because social media, right? We
Mm-hmm.
have access to see these like cool things happening around the world with theme parks. I think it puts a little more, I don't know if pressure's the right word, but it's like it gives our theme parks and our areas a little more like injection of
Mhm.
like, you need to get it together. These guys are doing this over here and this over here and this over here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's more exciting too. Like when Epic opened, I was so excited because I was like, "Ooh, Disney, do you feel it?" I was like, like, what are you gonna do next?
And then they announced all the lands that they're
Oh,
gonna build.
I
And
know.
that's why competition's good,
It's good.
because
It's
it's
good.
going to keep these guys saying, "Okay, we gotta do the next big thing." And I think it's beautiful. Now, do I get sad when we lose stuff? Yeah, I do, but
Yeah,
it's part of growing up.
I guess. I know. I mean, I guess for me, like, I think it's different. I think people that grew up that were fortunate enough to be able to go to some of these theme parks like Disney, like Universal, either you lived closer in proximity or you were just financially able to, from wherever you were, be able to go to those places. Cause I mean, they were expensive. You had to pay for most people, you had to pay for flights. If you had multiple kids, blah, 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 do the math. Um, because I didn't, I think maybe that's why it's a little easier for me to sometimes look at an area and go like, cut it down, change it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But even at Disney, I do think there is that thread because of the movies we grew up with too, of nostalgia just baked in, even if you didn't go there as a kid. So like there are certain things that I would be sad if they went away. Like I'm a big tiki room person. You probably would throw a dart
Uh
say it.
I love its cultural significance to Disneyland and Disney World, but
No,
I
I ruin everyone's pride.
intentionally
Go ahead.
I intentionally I don't take naps, but I intentionally take the group I'm with on that
Yeah,
attraction if they want to take a nap, and
yeah.
it works every
Listen,
time. It works
exactly. So
every
it's still
time.
important for you too. It's still important for you too. Because it's vibey in there. It's like it's a nice music. You hear the rainstorm. We used to have
Mhm.
CDs that played rainstorms for us to go to sleep. I mean, listen, it's good for that,
Mhm.
right? You
No,
can
and
cool
I
down, have a little shut eye. Those are important.
I love that. Like I do believe, like, I don't have to love the Tiki Room to know it's still an important attraction. Not
Yeah,
everything in a theme park needs to be this huge e-ticket with a 2 hour
100%.
wait.
Some things
There
just need to eat people.
exactly, there should be
Yeah.
attractions that are just like a show with little robot birds. Like, it's
And your
not hurting
sensory system
anyone.
needs it sometimes during the day.
Mhm.
Like sometimes you do just need to find a little place you can go sit in that doesn't feel so like you're saying big e-ticket attraction where like everything is blah, you know? It's nice to go in there. It's nice to go places and have a little nap. And I look to Carousel of Progress for that.
So does the rest of my family.
Yeah. Do you love that ride?
Like I said, I love watching anything in the park. So I do like Carousel of Progress,
Yeah.
but I can totally understand in that AC, it's super dark, it's quiet, you
Yeah.
can just keel over and fall
You could.
asleep.
I do every time. And it's not intentional, it just happens.
It's definitely it needs some love. The ride needs some love.
I know. Didn't they do like a little they did a little bit of love on it though, didn't they? So I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna touch that for a while.
They said they're gonna add a Walt Disney animatronic to it,
I don't
but
think we need to do it. How do you
I
feel about that?
I think it would be cool, but Disney, they're kind of like that friend that tells everyone the plans before the plans are even set.
Oh
They're
yeah.
just that person. They'll go in the group chat and be like, "Look at all this cool stuff we plan
I
to do."
know. And then like, oh, we're not doing that.
30% of
Yeah.
it will happen.
Yeah. What they call that blue sky?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I
Blue
know
sky
D23.
concepts.
But I think there was a bit of a scramble though. Like it's kind of like we're always waiting for some news, right? Like we always want news. And now especially more than ever, I think things change over so fast. Trends come and go quicker. Like it's like we're like these unsatiated beasts waiting for like what's the next thing over here, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
especially I think we go to the parks more than normal. I think it used to be that was a destination that maybe unless you lived right there, you maybe went once every 6 years, say. And I think you have so much repeatability with these parks now that everybody builds it into their almost year. They're like, at some
Mm-hmm.
point, we're going to head over there for the party or this or that. And so now we're like, what's going to come up next? Like, what are you guys doing? And it's like, the one thing I appreciate, and it's interesting to hear you talk about the Netherland Park, in terms of like, when I look at places like, Dollywood, which is have you been there? Have you been to
Mm-hmm.
Dolly?
I have, yes.
Okay, I haven't been there yet. It's on my to-do list
It's a
because I
great
hear
park.
I hear it's a great park, and but when I look at pictures, um, it's like older looking ride vehicles. It's I know that's not what the park is and is in its essence. I think it's
Mhm.
more about location and the immersion into that location, it seems like, right? The beauty of the park and everything.
It is a gorgeous park, but they do have some great coasters there, I will say. They do
Do you
have
think it's
some
more about the
stellar.
coasters going there?
Um so Herschend, the company that owns the that park, they also own Silver Dollar City. Have you ever been
I,
there?
I haven't, but that's another one on my radar because of that.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I love Silver Dollar City, and they are very much about making the park feel genuine, like old town America, like little shops where they make leather stuff and
Which is really cool.
bakeries. And then the attractions are kind of like a plus to that. Like, oh,
Okay.
we're in this really lovely looking park, and what do you know? There's little well themed, well designed coasters here too. And that's just what it's very wholesome. Very
Okay, I do
wholesome.
like that. I do
Yeah.
need to go over there and experience that. I feel like Knott's Berry does that a little bit too. They kind of have like more of that, fudge shop, what you're talking about, like a little bit of just like handmade items that you can't get anywhere else, maybe, or what have you. They kind of leaned into that a little bit. And then they do have also some really cool attractions in parts of that area that's themed like that. But it sounds like these ones, the whole park is that. Is that right?
Yeah, the whole park is it's definitely like with Knott's Berry, it's very like it's still kind of inner city in a way.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a
It's
little
a little
bit
scary
more,
over there in certain parts.
yeah, it's a
You
little
leave
bit
the
more
park and you're like,
amusement park,
okay.
but Dollywood and Silver Dollar City are they're in the mountains, they're in the woods.
Yeah, which is
So they
cool.
are just they're clean, they're wholesome. They're America's Disney and Universal in terms of like just how they upkeep stuff and how they just do their own thing. They don't have direct competition all the time, so they're just kind of like chilling.
This is what we
But
do.
yeah,
We have like
exactly.
a
Like
strong
this is
identity. Like
like
this is
we're wholesome family parks with some pretty
yeah,
intense rides.
which is really cool. And I think that's what I was trying to get at too, and I'm glad that you said that about them, is the part about Disney that we could get really wrapped up about what's coming next, what's the parks going to do next. But the thing about those parks, and it sounds like they're doing the same thing, is we take care of what we already have. And that's what
Hmm.
sets us apart from a lot of like, I don't, want to speak ill of Six Flags or wherever, but it's like they keep everything as well painted. There's not a light that's out that doesn't get fixed at night. Like
Hmm.
all those little details are what makes it so repeatable. It's not just the attraction. And I think, where it used to be the kid running from ride to ride to see what's the biggest thrill, it's more about what you mentioned with the dark rides. It's every little detail that makes everything so cool to be on. And some of these rides, like Pirates, Haunted Mansion, I could never get sick of going on those. There's
Oh,
so much
absolutely not.
experience on them, so much to look at. And it's just like your whole sensory system at a theme park is different. There's so
Hmm.
much to experience within it. It isn't just about thrills because really they don't have that many. I mean, especially in Florida with Disney. I mean, they're spread out. There's a peppering, in every
Hmm.
park now after Magic Kingdom put in Tron, which is an awesome ride. I heard
I do love Tron. I
Tron
do.
is a really amazing ride, and I kept hearing about was how short it was, but I'm like, I don't feel like that when I'm on it.
It's because a lot of like Disney adults, like people who just do Disney, were caught off guard because they're like, this coaster's only a minute and a half long, and
Is it only a
everyone,
minute and a half?
it's about a minute and forty
It
five
feels
seconds.
okay. It feels more
But
like
with
feels
if
longer. It's an experience.
exactly, but if you've been to other parks, that's how long a roller coaster is. So you're already
I
kind of
know.
used to it if you've
Also,
been
I'm like,
elsewhere.
how long do you want to be thrown around? you
Mm,
know. I mean, some of the wooden
depends.
coasters. Okay, have you? Okay, so there's some wooden roller coasters that are very long. Do
Yeah.
those make you nervous?
They don't make me nervous, but sometimes they can. I do. I'll be halfway through the course, and I'll just want them to be over.
That's me.
Yeah,
Ghost Rider over at Knott's Berry. It's a wooden
haven't
roller
done that
coaster.
one yet.
It's very cool. It's wooden. It's super long. And I was just talking about this with somebody. you are just being whipped and thrown. And at some point, I'm like, I can be done now. But you
Mm-hmm.
still have so much more to go. And I'm like, it's crazy because you always think you want a ride to be longer, and that's probably the sweet spot. It's probably better to leave you wanting more than to have you feeling like, is this over yet?
No, no, absolutely. Yeah, and I feel like Tron, it's not my favorite ride ever. I do see the glaring issues with it, but
What's the glaring issues to you? I'm just curious.
so for I do think for a Disney ride, it could have been longer. I do
Okay.
wish like it's like when I go to Six Flags, oh yeah, I expect it. When I go to Disney, when I first rode it, I was like, "Oh, it's over." Oh.
Okay.
So because it's just that expectation of, "Oh, I'm at Disney." Like I want the coaster to like be long and thematic and the story, but I guess that was also me in the moment because the more I wrote it, I expected it, and I'm like, oh yeah,
Maybe that's why I didn't feel like that because all I heard was how short it was. That I was like, oh no, it's all right because you go through
yeah.
different phases of it, right?
And then my
Like you're
other
on a
issue
ride.
is the coaster is fun and I love the indoor portion, but there are so many brake runs. You will be like, yeah, turns, brake run. Woohoo, yeah, turns, brake
You're
run.
right.
Yeah, yeah, look a
About
screen, brake
that.
run. And it's like, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. You're like, stay consistent. Well, that's
It's
probably
like
how they made it feel even not as short as it maybe could have been.
not that, and it helps the capacity so they can have more coasters
Oh, is that
going
what they
through.
did?
Because if you
I
have
will
brakes, you
say,
can stop the cars without them having to run into each other.
and that line moves. I
It
mean,
does.
you go on Cosmic Rewind and there's so many pre-shows and stuff that it's just the herding is insane.
I
It's like as much as I want to go on it, and I do, and I will, there is that whole like after you've done it a couple of times, you're like, ugh.
no, yeah, I hate the queue for Cosmic Rewind so
Yeah.
much.
I
It's
mean, the one part right before you actually get into like where you're gonna start getting on the ride, where the kind of I don't want to whatever. I've spoiled it on something else. Spoiler to everybody. The wall disappears after
the
you experience that the
teleportation
first
room.
time. That whole deal. After you experience that the first time, it's like after that, maybe the second time, you're like, this is taking forever.
Yeah. And then last time I was there, I stood to the other corner of the room because I wanted to see the thematics. And then I
Mm-hmm.
look over and there's just like cockroaches. Everyone is just
No.
crowding by the door.
Okay.
Where I was standing, it was empty.
Yeah.
Completely empty. The
No, because
other side
everyone's
of the
just like,
room
get
full
me
of
on this
people.
ride. Yeah, they're all
It
giving.
it was terrible design on Disney's part, but
I don't like any situation where that is a thing. I want to know that I'm in line and this is my place in line. Anytime you enter a room and then empty out into another room, and they do it so much in so many different rides, I actually can't stand that.
yeah, I hate it because I'm not
Keep me in a
claustrophobic.
corral. Keep
But
me in a corral.
exactly. It's like we're not cows going for slaughter here.
Yeah.
It's like we're people at the park trying to get on the ride. So it's
You can
yeah.
add a good 20 minutes to your wait though, because you could have
Mhm.
been 30 people deep behind somebody or in front of somebody, and then you're going to be way to the back again because everyone's going to fight to get into that little door.
Exactly. So
And
that's
it kind of,
why
yeah, and it ruins like where you're standing and everything. Yeah, I'm with you. The one thing I do want to say, because you brought up Hong Kong Disney and you're a dark ride person, Mystic Manor.
I want to do it so bad.
You're going to have to go there just for that ride. I'm
Oh, I
sorry.
will. I will. I like I said, I love well thought dark rides. My favorite ride, two favorites. I have my
Okay.
objective and subjective.
Okay.
Monsters Unchained, objective, subjective Transformers because
Which is
I love
still,
it's
and it
still a
holds
good
up.
ride. It
It's a good
does.
ride.
So
Yeah.
that's why for me it's like those are my favorites. I don't even know other than Hagrid's. Yeah, other than Hagrid's and the Mummy, there's no
Oh, he's
coasters in
so
my top
good.
10.
Really?
Mhm.
I asked the wrong
It's
guy
all
in this
dark rides.
podcast.
And even then Hagrid's is highly themed, which is why I love
It
it.
is.
And
I'm not
Mummy is still a dark ride. So that's why it kind of goes up on
a
my list.
cool ride.
It is. I love it so much.
Okay, well then let's go there. What's your favorite? I'll let you do. Okay, I think it's hard too because I'm like, there's so many different kinds of parks. Give me your number one ride for either Universal or Disney, and that dark ride. We'll do dark rides. I guess we're going to be talking about those two parks probably. Although you're going to bring the one in from the Netherlands, probably, right? 'Cause
Maybe.
you can do Disney Universal and then non-Disney Universal for like any other kind of ride that's not a coaster.
Okay, so my favorite for Disney, probably Indiana Jones Adventure in
Such a
Disneyland.
good ride.
It is, yeah. But I
You
also
can see what
love.
Florida does.
I am too. I think it's gonna be great. Like, it's
I think you're
already
the
a
one
great
that
ride.
reached out and said something. I think after it could if it's not you, I'm sorry. I'm like it pointed at you and everything, but
I
I
don't
think
know.
it was about the Indiana ride because I was like, what, do we need another Indiana ride? But then
It
somebody
was
reached
me.
out.
It
It
was
was
me.
you. Yeah, you helped me out in it, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, then now I'm excited about it.
Because it's going to be completely different from the one in
Now I'm
California.
excited about it.
Exactly. It's going to be the same ride system, the shaky Jeep, story, visuals, 100% different.
And that makes me excited
100%.
about it.
Yeah, and that's why I'm super excited too. But I also love Rise of the Resistance and Haunted Mansion, of course. I am
So
a
good.
sucker for the Haunted Mansion.
And that, okay, so that is why, and I'll never stop talking about this ride. So, any opportunity, here we go. The amount of information, the amount of thought. Oh my God, the thought, the different little
Hmm.
tiny Easter eggs inside of Easter eggs inside of Easter eggs about people that designed the ride, the family, like everybody about Haunted Mansion is the same amount of thought they put into Mystic Manor.
Hmm.
There's layers. So like that's something I wouldn't look at. I don't know if you watched ride throughs of that ride. Dang it.
That was a long time ago. That was like when I
Okay,
was a
good. Don't watch them again.
kid.
And it's again, it's very different in person probably anyway, but the when you're walking through the halls, like in the queue and everything, the pictures, the story. There's so many layers to that ride that I think if you like Haunted Mansion, a lot of it has to do right with how much, first of all, what they were doing back then to create what they created, but
Hmm.
also like the geekdom behind it. They've put that much, like that group of people, those types of people put Mystic Manor together, and it's so crazy. And I
Yeah,
didn't even know half of it until after I went. And I was like, well,
I
they
think it's weird that they call it a haunted mansion because it's really different.
that they call Haunted Mansion a haunted. What do you
Well,
mean?
no, like the Mystic Manor is
They
considered
don't
like
though.
the haunted mansion of Hong
It's
Kong
their
Disney.
version, but they don't do haunted over there.
They
They don't
don't.
they don't do the haunted stuff. So I mean it's just I guess it's their concept, right? But
hmm
what about
But
Paris? Have you been to Paris?
I have actually, yes.
Okay, so I thought there, and you know what's tough is like after you kind of go into the different rides at the different parks that are like the same ride, it kind of
hmm
blends a little bit. But I do remember their, I'm not going to ever think what it's called. It's what's
Phantom Manor.
Phantom Manor. First of all, the way that the water and the Phantom Manor is there is so cool at
hmm
night and stuff. They have that whole Skull Rock thing, which is awesome. But their Haunted Manor is really different and really cool.
Yeah, it was my favorite ride there. Of
Was it?
course. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was my Phantom Manor was my favorite. It's not it's the original Haunted Mansion but with a darker twist. It's like a
It-
more mature Haunted
You're
Mansion in
right.
a sense. It felt actually like morbid. Like there wasn't much humor
Yeah.
behind it. It was actually trying to be more scary,
Wasn't as
and I
colorful.
loved that.
Yeah, I can definitely see your kids having some issues though after they get off that ride if you end up talking
hmm
them into it. But and also just the house itself felt more foreboding in general, right? Like just
Yeah.
walking to it, the way it was positioned, it was kind of it was way creepier. I thought it was really cool though. Yeah, but anyway, I mean, overall, I just think it's really interesting what we have, where we're going with all of the kind of coasters and everything. I love your idea though for Lord of the Rings. I really hope that comes into fruition.
I
Nothing would
hope so too.
be happier. Is that a bucket list item? Have you guys either been to New Zealand or you're hoping to go check out the little hobbit holes?
Maybe. We want to go to Australia, and I know that's not far,
Yeah.
so maybe.
Well, I hope you guys get over there. I hope you guys get over to Japan, and I'm really excited to come on here and talk dark rides and coasters with you. Is there anywhere that people can find you if they want to follow you or see what you're doing? Because he puts out a lot of really cool content, a lot of really awesome information about different things to do with this kind of stuff. So I definitely recommend giving him a follow.
I just do Instagram. I'm pretty much just on there. I'm a person who likes to limit having too much social media in his life.
It's wise.
So yeah, I'm pretty much just Instagram. That's where you can find me.
Theme
Makes it
Park
easy. Yep.
Yeah, it does. You're the theme park bro, and you got so much good stuff on there, and it's so great to connect with you. And I'm so grateful that you came on here to talk this with me, just nerd out a little bit about some of this stuff.
Of course, yeah, I loved it. So anytime.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for coming along with us and just having a fun little chat about coasters and dark rides and theme parks around the world. And if you enjoyed what you heard, I hope that you will give me a like on the podcast or the YouTube, whatever you're watching this on. Leave a comment and also follow so you don't miss any of the upcoming shows. It also helps people find me and hear all the other content that I'm putting out there. Queen of Parks Pod on Instagram, and then Facebook. I'm on all the socials, so this is like a whole little list. But anyway, I hope you guys all have a magical weekend, and thank you again.